Hi, welcome to Join Danielle's Journey. I'm here in New Mexico in my art studio, and this channel is made to help women rest and relax. I discuss things weekly is my goal, and I share things that I experience along my journey, and I was asked to share some drawing methods because I'm an artist. Well, actually they wanted an art demo. But what I figured I could start with is sharing a method that's very effective. I'm not sponsored, I'm never sponsored for anything that I show on this channel. But this is the method that I use whenever I'm showing people how to draw. So I figured I'd start with this. And this is the latest of the 4 editions that this author made. It's called Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain by Betty Edwards. She's fantastic. And her method, people can learn to draw professionally in a week. I don't know if they still do workshops, they probably do, but it started with Betty Edwards being an art teacher and exploring different ways that she could share this with her students. So she accumulated different studies and like things that she was learning along the way. It's a really interesting book in itself, even if you didn't want to be a professional artist. It shows different things that she learned on studying the brain, how we think about things, and this isn't your typical art book. It actually helps you think about drawing in a different way, and that's why I like it. And I feel like, personally, there's a lot of art teachers that want forever students. I call it job security, along with many other things, but this is something you can learn and do whatever you want with it. And it also, I mean, it started with her being an art teacher, but then it turned into doing workshops in corporations around the world to help people be able to see things in a different way. And actually there's some samples, I don't know, I might actually just like take a picture of it and then pop it up on the screen. But you can see a before and after, how the befores are usually very childlike, and then just 5 days later doing this workshop, it's like a completely different person. So some of the methods, for example, I'm just going to use this video to introduce people to this book, because I know a few people that would like to improve their art skills. And I'm trying to think of, for example, she was in teaching her students one day and decided, while she was explaining how to draw this thing, to just flip it upside down. And then she realized that the students were actually able to do it, even though it wasn't a super simple drawing. So it was a way of bypassing memories that we have that are like symbols, is how she words it, of what a thing is. So like what your eye is. Everybody has a symbol of what an eye is in their mind, so we just have these typical things that we'll draw for it. Whereas it shows a lot of different techniques in order to bypass these things that we all have in our mind. So this I'll stand up for. Maybe this is an example of one. So this is right side up. And then one day in class, she decided to just put it upside down. And then all the different ideas that the students had of what's the face, what's the hand, what's the whatever, it was all bypassed, and they were able to just draw. And really it's helping us to really just look at what's in front of us instead of going by what we have in our mind. And that's amazing. This is another one. That one is like the next lesson. This is actually the first one. This is you look at it one way, it's a vase. You look at it another way, and it's two faces. So she elaborates on that in the lesson, and then you have like a typical practice time for it and things like that. So so I just wanted to introduce you to this book. I'll put the ISBN number in the comments in case you're interested in getting it. I recommend it to anybody whenever they tell me they want to learn to draw. And she also has a workbook that has like some extra drawings in there, and so you get more practice in thinking this way. So again, it's not, this is how you draw a dog, this is how you draw a horse. This is how you look at things when you want to draw. Comparing angles, lines, shading, it brings you little by little to the end so that, yeah, I don't think I can really get, I'll take a picture of this and put it on there so you can see an example of it. And then she also has, which I also purchased, a kit that has everything that you need in it, so even more than you need, really. Because I went through this about 13 years ago with like the first edition and still did really well with it. And then I decided to go through it again because I realized I didn't know how to explain what I was doing. And I wanted to be able to teach people if they wanted without struggling too much. So I went through it again. I got her kit. It has the pencils that you need and all the paper. There's something called a viewfinder that's in there. And then a DVD where you actually get to see Betty Edwards herself explaining the lessons. So it's really like, it's even more than you need but it's so nice, this kit. So yeah, I recommend that. And maybe I will do like a demo at some point in the future just to kind of demonstrate these methods. The next video I'm going to show another method for painting. And these are the only two methods that I use whenever I'm showing or sharing what I know with people on how to draw or paint. Because they're both the same in that they don't keep you going and going for a long time. You learn with both of them in a week how to get these skills, and then you do whatever you want with them. And it's very simple. So I'm looking forward to that. That's all I wanted to share with this video. So I'm going to share the poem, and then I'll see you next time with the painting. And you're going to love it. But with today's poem, I actually want to share a Chilean poet piece called The Postman. Sorry, it's not called The Postman, but it's by Chilean Pablo Neruda, who is a very popular, very well-known poet. And this one really stood out to me. It's the Sonnet 17. It says, I don't love you as if you were the salt rose, topaz or arrow of carnations that propagate fire. I love you as certain dark things are loved, secretly, between the shadow and the soul. I love you as the plant that doesn't bloom and carries hidden within itself the light of those flowers. And thanks to your love, darkly in my body lives the dense fragrance that rises from the earth. I love you without knowing how or when or from where. I love you simply, without problems or pride. I love you in this way because I don't know any other way of loving but this, in which there is no I or you, so intimate that your hand upon my chest is my hand, so intimate that when I fall asleep, it is your eyes that close. So I will definitely be reading more of his work. That's very well said. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and you're welcome to join me again on any other video that I post. I hope to have you come another time. Enjoy your day.